G'day everyone, I'm Spry and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Today we're looking at the results of the third Cinders Cup test match. Who can believe we're more than halfway through this collaborative series so far? And today we're looking at all the different answers our 4 collaborators came up with. Hang on a sec, weren't there 5 of you? Yeah, there were, but now we're down to 4 due to a slight disagreement on how this content could be used. So, moving on, the task for this test was simple: to move as much coal and as much iron ore as you can from those mines all the way down to this brand new steel mill here at St Albans. So this is a test which sees how much our guys know about line rates. So buckle up and let's get going. So let's start by having a look at Ajaxpost routes. We have an orange one. I've changed the colours so we can see them a bit better. That he's called a steel, coal and ore collector. That's a mouthful. Brings the ore down from this ore mine down through here and drops it off over here at a transfer point, right? And then goes up to this coal mine and picks up some coal and comes back and drops it back down again at the transfer point. Okay, so we've got a mini hub happening. We do. And then we've got the steel, coal and ore delivery line, the blue one, that takes this from here, and there's heaps of it waiting, and brings it down. Ooh is right. Along a totally separate line. Oh, lovely. Yeah, we'll have a look at the benefits of doing that in a second. Bit of a crossover here. Yeah, I'm wondering whether or not we should have gone in an anti-clockwise direction rather than clockwise. So come in here and come around. Oh, there's a nice loop around the steel mill. Oh, and look. There's lots happening here. There really is. And stuff you haven't even noticed yet. Like what? This? St Albans City Side Transfer. What are you, mate? You are a purple line and you are delivering something into town. Right. What are you delivering? By the looks of it, machines. Where the hell did they come from? Yeah, this. The steel, so any steel that's made here is taken by boat, right, 2 ships, 2? Yeah, I think there's only 2. Up to here, right, drop there, to here, and converted into machines, 41 of them, yeah, okay, to come back into St Albans. So that's quite actually complicated. Yeah. I mean, these two are far beyond the call of duty, not required at all as far as the dynamics of the test were concerned, because the test is basically get as much coal and ore here to the steel mill as you possibly can. Right, so how did we go on that score? Well, okay. That's where line rates come into it. And the blue line. We're bringing, supposedly, 400, see? Whoops, click the right thing. 400 ore, yes. And 400 coal. Ooh, what's happening here? Well, okay, we'll come back to that. We're bringing 800 units down to this point, supposedly, right? And then shipping those 800 units into the steel mill. But we're not. We're only shipping 628 units. Okay, another train there. What's another train worth? 200. Yeah, another train would have been over 800. Okay. What about this lot? Well, 400 down to here. Yes. Now, if we didn't have both coal mines working. See, it's this one here. It's only shipping 214. It's connected directly to here. And it's shipping 214, which means this one is only shipping the balance of 186. Because the steel mill can only take 400. Yes, yeah. If it were me, I wouldn't have done that. I would not have connected it. So that then you'd get 400 out of here, and you'd get 400 out of here, and you'd be a little bit more balanced. Maybe in the future, when this guy needs more coal and more ore, sure, bring that in, up this, yep, put more trains on the blue line, lovely. But right now, no. And the other thing Adrian pointed out was that he had a bit of trouble with this, the routing of this orange line early on for a few months, which meant that his trains on this route were doing rather strange things that eventually we've got them going up and back on the right side of the platform, but they were doing weird stuff. Which, can we see here, perhaps? Yeah, early on, look. Ooh, not good. No, wasn't behaving properly at all. Well, that cost you a bit of dollars, mate. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're making good money here. 7 down to 3. There's 4 million there. 6 down to 3. There's 3 million there. But the biggest hassle is this should have been a lot more. You could have put at least, I'd say, another 2, possibly 3 trains on that collector as well. Wow. But look, to be honest with you, there's not much I can find wrong other than, a little bit of line rate balancing. There's not much I can find wrong with this route at all. This idea, as you'll see with what I did a hub. He's done a little mini hub. He's done the same thing, basically, except mine was down here. His is up there. They work brilliantly. Right. And Adrian was one of the 2 players that used the pre-supplied loops around the mines. Didn't have to. There were 4 mines that were discovered. Right. You didn't have to use these. In fact, Vanham and I decided both separately not to use them because they're so far away. And it's a time test, and we wanted to get things there faster. But it's a brilliant result. Absolutely brilliant result, I think. Couple of minor hiccups and a few extra trains would have made a huge difference. But what I really, really, really loved was both Vanham Gaming and Ajaxpost Blaze had a separate line for their ore. Beautiful. Didn't have to, but let's say one of the instructions that hinted that they shouldn't slow down. As you can see, we're only doing 80. That's our top speed. We shouldn't slow down that guy coming through on the left. The Trans-Collabrian Express. My gosh. Yes, the 100k per hour express passenger train. Right. So you took it literally, guys. You two took it literally and put in a separate freight line. Nice. Which means we end up here looking at a 4-track main. With lots of train action. Love it. Absolutely love it. The other thing I'd like to point out before we go any further is that both Vanham and Ajaxpost are the only players that use the vanilla freight station up here at the steel mill. That's the tools factory, of course. Both Rickbo and I used the Spitzkehre around the other side of that steel mill, but here we go. Let's come back up to here. I would have sent this line straight down into there. Backed up. Yes, I know it's under a full load, but okay. And then come around on the outside track. But one other thing, minor thing, minor thing I wanted to point out before we move on. Right, okay, all right, here we go. Okay, check this out. We start at 53 metres, and we're going up and up and up and up to 90 metres. Right. Well, this is high, obviously, is it? Let's keep going. It's not going to work. 77. This is about 77 metres here. So there's 53 up to 90, down to 78. It could have saved. Oh, look, halfway, 53 to 78 is 66, say? 66 in the middle here instead of 90. 66 in the middle from 90 is 24 metres in elevation change that perhaps could have been trimmed out there. But that is, apart from the line rate, about the only thing I could really find wrong with this. And I'm not looking for things to find wrong. This was an excellent result. So, well done, Adrian. Okay, who's the next victim? Well, we've been talking about him already, so let's head straight on over and see what Vanham Gaming did, because he was the other guy who used a separate line for the freight and put in over here a separate vanilla platform with a loop that went around under the hill. Oh, really? Yep, let's have a look at that. Right, here we are back at St Albans Steel Mill looking at Vanham Gaming's setup. Now, he's got a vanilla station here that connects to both of these, but only just. What do you mean only just? Well, you see this? That little extra freight platform was necessary to connect the last bit to the steel factory. Ooh, tricky. Yeah, well, that's what you can do if you're ever caught short by a whisker. Just add a freight platform or a passenger, any connection at the end, either end of your station, and you'll get that much extra reach out of it. Ah, good point. Okay, so what do we got? Well, we've got 2 lines. Is that it? Yep, 2 lines with 6 trains. Wow. Okay, and these guys, yes, as you can see, their own separate line through a plethora, a veritable plethora of tunnels. Right. More tunnels, yes. More tunnels, my God. And then bridges, yes. And oh my gosh, yeah, another bridge, right. And yet another bridge. Oh my God, they're everywhere. And I don't know whether it's the longest bridge. It's 620 metres long, so it's in the running for one of the longest bridges awards. Up to the 2 closest mines. Right. Okay, so Ham's gone for the direct approach then, just linking the mine to the mill, to the mine, to the mill, to the blah, 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 with a loop at both ends. So it just, where's the loop here? Buried. Holy crap. Yes, it is. Wow, even more tunnel. These were super duper expensive. In fact, do you see how many trains he could put on right at the very start? How many on this one? How many wagons on this train right at the very start? Yeah, I saw that. Well, it worked. It worked. It got there in the end. I'm just a little concerned that, I mean, I can see the line rates are there. There's nothing waiting here. Well, he's just had a pickup. Okay, but there's nothing waiting. It's producing, it's 400. It's flat out. Yeah, but look, 525. Too much now. Oh, I'm with you. All right, so we probably could have chopped couple of carriages off and got that down. Well, yeah. Same here. It's a little bit over, but let's have a little look what's waiting. Nothing waiting. Yeah, well, the rate's a little bit over. The problem was, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't get up to 400 fast enough. Right. Yeah. Right at the start. There's 1, 2, 3 periods before he even got anywhere near the 400. Okay, what about over here? And again, 3 periods. So the objective is to get to 400 as quick as possible and then keep it there. Essentially, yep, that's it. Okay, so we had 400 and 400, it's 800 coming in at the end. Yes, that's what happened. Early on, no, not what happened. But anyway, what else can we say? Well, let's hit the go button, because I want to follow this fella in a second. The Ham's Coal. Right, Ham ordered his trains from here, which meant they had to get all the way around on the main line and come in through this little... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, that worked. That's not a problem. Okay. I love it. What I want to check out is... What I love checking out is the climbs. Okay, so we'll join this coal train. Oh, hello. Yep, in we come. Now, interestingly, double platform. Yep, coal on this side, steel on the other. Steel, ore on the other side. But have a look at the number of ores on this. Number of coal, 108 out of 156. We had trains running not full. Oh, yeah. Gotta have them running full. All right, well, that's something to know. There we go. I don't want to go triple speed. I only want to go double speed. Now, one of the things we learnt in the first test... Oh, hello, there's a train. Okay. Yeah, we're going to check out his tunnels and the bridges. I love them. I want to check out the elevations, but this was a nice, gentle climb, so it should be good. Right. Okay, shouldn't have too much slowing down here. Good. You were saying about the first test? Yeah, well, look, one of the things I wanted to point out was that in the first test we said something about road depots being close to the starting point, their starting industry. Well, the same can be said for where you buy your trains from. Buying them from the existing depot way over there at St Albans, it just meant that your trains were, I don't know, a couple of weeks or even a month, I don't know, away from actually getting their first load and earning your first money. Right, okay. Well, we're still doing, it's slowing down a little bit. It's fine. It's still doing above 60, so, you know, around 60-ish. 59-ish. Look, there's really, again, this direct route idea. Brilliant. You know you get paid line of sight in this game. The only thing I want to say about this particular route is that at this point, right here, yeah, there should have been, coming up the hill, there should have been a signal, all right, before that junction. Yep. And there should have been a clearance signal just after it, because there's so much hold up here. Right. And if your signals for this uphill train are way down here, then the chances of them having to wait here on the hill, yeah, not good. And it would then, if they got past this thing and there's something else coming, the something else is going to have to wait until this train does whatever it has to do. Okay, all right. Let's have a little look. Follow this around to the coal. Yep. We're still doing good speed. Yeah, but boy, aren't we high? Aren't we up high? Are we? Okay, I don't know. Are we? Let's have a look at the heights. Let's have a look at the heights. What height are we here? 72 metres, yes. And what height are we here? 61. Well, we're not that high. It's good. That's good. Okay, 72 metres at the station. Yep, what height are we over here? 84. 85. Ooh, could have been a leveller. Leveller coming out of there with a full load instead of forcing them to go up. What is it? 72 up to 85, 13 metres. Could have been a little bit faster on that. Oh, you're a picky little person, aren't you? It's my job. That's my job. I can't... Hello, what are we doing? Waiting. Why? Obviously, there's a train in here. Just left. Okay, we're moving again. Okay, let's add another signal there so that we wait just before this short, I'm not going to call it cheeky, short tunnel. Okay, fair enough. Well, where's an ore train? You've got this fella coming back. All right, let's have a look at him coming back over this monster of a bridge. Yep, no reason why you had to go all the way up the valley. Hello, why are we going uphill? Yeah, well, okay. Oh, coal train? Who's first? He will be. Okay, so we're going to get stopped on the flat, so that's cool. Now, remember I put that clearance signal in just around that corner, which means now we go. Otherwise, we would be waiting for that guy to get past here before we could even begin moving. Well, that's a slight improvement, isn't it? And that is about the only improvement I can make to this route. Believe it or not. I love them. I love it. I love all of them. The guys have done an absolutely marvellous job here. But Ham, these tunnels and bridges, mate. You had absolutely nothing left in the tank at the start to buy trains with. You spent most of your 30 million, or a huge amount of it, on this infrastructure. Somehow, you had enough left over to buy a train or two. Yeah, I was worried. I was worried for quite a while there, but never mind. Did good. All right. Well, that's it. It's simple, isn't it? It's, what was it? 6 trains. Yep. Biggest problem, I think, was that we should have got these trains on the line. See, this guy here, 189. He's not full. No, he's only 3 off. Yeah, well, it might have made a couple of $1,000 difference. Who knows? But look, I love it. It's so much fun. And, you know, I would have thunk that... That's what do you mean? Well, this is the Bolsover Tunnel, right? It was decommissioned due to geological and structural issues, right? And yet, what have we got? Tunnel. Well, obviously, Ham found a different geologist to do the reports and everything's fine. Yeah, well, put it this way. The government geologist is not impressed. No. He's, in fact, ticked off and complaining bitterly to the Collaborative government about the number of tunnels that have been used. Oh, look, you know what petty bureaucrats are like. Yeah. All right, where to next? Okay, well, Ham did direct, right? Direct, bumpity-bump. So let's have a look at the other person who went direct. Ooh, really? Yes, Rickbo went from here, literally straight-lined through here up to there, and then did a little around to pick up some coal. Okay, let's have a look at that then. We're back at St Albans Steel Mill to have a look at Rickbo's routes, and I see a blue one. on the ground. Oh, okay, another one who's actually taking the steel somewhere. Yep, taking it over to here. Alternate platforms in use, picking up machines, and, believe it or not, bringing back some conmat to drop off here. Right, okay. How much did that earn you, mate? Not much. 2.8. 140, 150k there. And that's 169 to 100k. So a little pittance. Yeah, I don't know whether... Well, that was above and beyond the call of duty, but not required because the task was to get coal and iron here. As you can see, our tiger lines... black and white, black and gold stripies. Yep. Okay, so what have we done? We dropped them off here on this side using a Spitzkerer, same as I did. Why do we use Spitzkerers? Because they're cheap. You can save tens of thousands of dollars compared to placing a vanilla station, as Ham and Ajax did. Right. And you can use that money to do something else with it. Fair enough. All right. He's also come in anti-clockwise, which is good. Right. So where do we go? We go along the main line. Right. Okay. Oh, sharing it up until that point. Right. Where we have to go up. Oh, and don't we go up in a spectacular fashion? Oh, yeah. Yep. That bridge is over a kilometre long. So, nice. Oh, jeez. Right. Okay, line then splits and goes around to the loop that was already around Collabria coal mine number 1. Yep. And then goes... Ooh, straight as. Yep. Up to ore mine number 2. Lovely. Okay. Anything I've got to say about this? Oh, you've got to find something to whinge about, haven't you? Yeah, well, I did notice it, and this is about the only thing that I did notice. But I want to move that signal up just a fraz, because I did have a coal train I was following that stopped right there for a fraction of a second before continuing. I'd rather they didn't. Oh, okay, well, fair enough, I suppose. Yep, look, I can't pick on anything much for these guys. Seriously, it's unbelievable. I loved the little, where was the problem? Oh, I love his little cheeky little bridge here. It took forever to build this because of my curveball with the river. In case you don't know, these aren't real rivers, these are fake ones. Yeah. But he got over it, so that was quite fun, and I love it. I think it looks cute too. Yes, Rick, I agree. It's a beautiful little scene, that. Ah, lovely. All right. Tunnels galore. I think that might also be the longest tunnel. I don't know. I've got to do some checking. But what are we going to do here? Okay, let's have a look at the line rates. Oh, okay. All right. While we're here, get off the bulldozer. Right. Is there any little waiting? Truckloads. Train loads. Right. Okay. Train loads of ore still waiting. Yes. Shame you couldn't move that. What about over here? Ditto. Oh, poo. Yeah. How many trains did you have? 6. Wow. And as you can see, the third train and the third train have only been there for a couple of months. If you'd got them in earlier, you would have shipped more. Don't worry about the line rate. The line rate's, when you've got this much stuff waiting at the mine, you could have 4 or 5 trains running onto it until you get that down to a reasonable level. Because this is not money in the bank. It's only in the bank when it gets over here. Bugger. Yep, that's about the only complaint I can make with this. What about his speed bumps? Speed bumps? I'm going to have to strip that crown from him. Why? Well, I christened him the Speed Bump King. But how can he retain that crown when there were none? Oh, really? Yeah, I know. I was looking for speed bumps too. Oh, you nasty person. I'm not nasty. Look, there's another change I can make here. Right, okay. This train is waiting here for this guy to go through, right? Because we go around the loop that way. Yeah, all right. I want to move one signal up to there. Okay. So that means we get rid of that one. Yep. So he can come forward a bit further. Right. And to be honest with you, I'm being really picky now because I got nothing to pick on. Come on, this is supposed to be my time to shine and reveal all blunders, but there haven't been any. You guys are getting too good at this game. I'm going to have to watch out. Ah, dear, oh dear. All right, what are we going to do? Well, let's, before we start following this guy, yep, what depot did he use? Oh, well, like Ham, he used this one over here at St Albans. Okay, and a little bit along the main line, right. So that was easy enough to get into this. Okay, all right, let's have a look. Let's follow this fella who has just dropped his load here, right, and he's coming around on the loop to get out. Oh, look, okay, there is another complaint. Oh, seriously. Rick. Okay, check this out, mate. You know where whistle posts go? Supposedly about 100 odd metres before the road crossing, and not before a signal. I mean, if you're going to have a signal, you'd put it just before the whistle post, and we wouldn't here because we've got one here. But the reason we put whistle posts back away from the road is so that it sounds it here, horse and cart here says, oh shit, stop. Okay? Not right here. Yeah, okay. Minor complaint. Oh, you picky little person. I know. All right, let's go and check out. Oh, this fella. Okay, how fast are you going to go? I'm going to go double speed. Fair enough. And see, whistle. Yeah, and it sounds plenty of time. Right, and that train was coming around the corner because last time I did this, he was sitting up here somewhere. Like that fella. Look where he's sitting. Right, so we could probably fiddle a bit with signal placement through here. Maybe, doesn't really matter. What are we following? We're following an ore train. Okay, and do we have any run-ins at all with the Trans-Calabrian Express? None. And this magnificent bridge, 1,000 kilometres long. Kilometres? Yeah, sorry. Metres. Still magnificent. Took forever for him to build it without colliding with something. But look, the speed. It's not slowing down much. And this is something I probably need to pay more attention to in my runs. We've got the longer ore wagon, which is actually 5 tonnes lighter than the one I used. And when you've got 20 of them on there, that's 100 tonnes lighter. Well, that's a point. Yeah, I know. And he's also got a stronger loco here, which is capable of getting up to the max speed of the wagons along through here. Didn't use that middle coal mine there. No, he didn't. I tried to. I did a variation of this where I didn't plug into Collabria coal number 1. I tried to plug it into Collabria coal number 2. And would you believe the distances? There's our cute little bridge. The distances, one was probably about 100 metres further away than the other one. It wasn't worth the effort. So it didn't make much difference at all to the entire return. Right. This I should have done better when I set this up, but screeching around the corner, love it. Love the noises. Ah, dear. All right. How we doing? Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, let's have a look at the charts. Yeah, see, look. Look how much stuff we were moving in the first couple of years. Nothing. Still not moving the 400 here. These things are outputting 400. Wasn't moving the 400. Right, what about over here? And then up and then down. And look, this should be 400 all the way through. Flat strap or more. If you're doing things right. Oh well, never mind. No speed bumps, hey? No. Oh, look, I think you'll be glad to lose that crown. Look, I love what the guys have done here. It's been brilliant, this test. So that's it. Oh, nice trees. Yes, sorry about that. And I've got to show you, yes, little bit of detailing. Oh, where are you? There's a train in there. Oh, you're waiting here. Do you? Oh, you only just clear that. Oh, and the little steam. Nice. Okay. Well, all right. So so far we've had. What have we had? My goodness, we've had 2 that have practically gone straight line. We've got Rickbo here, gone straight line and sort of straight line. And we've had Ham, who's gone straight line and straight line. Right. And Ajax, who's gone collector to hub and then delivery down to the steel mill. And both our Brits have added an extra little service here to deliver the steel over to here to bring some machines back. Is it working? Yeah, well, it is. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Hello, Mr. Spry. What did you get up to? So, once again, we start at St Albans Steel Mill. This time we're looking at my attempt at the 3rd test, and the line we're looking at is the Collabria steel one. This is bringing the coal and the ore down from up here, all the way along the main line, to this magnificent creation. My God. Yeah, mineral sidings, a hub. A nice little hubba. Yes. Right. Where it connects using one train, this fellow, to this coal mine, which has, got a lot of stuff sitting there waiting. Yes, that's not a problem. Not a problem. My rate has been 400 on this one for, let's have a little look. Pretty much since the get-go. Right. Oh, well, that's nice. How much money did it make? It made 1.79, 500,000 each time, basically. Oh, cool. Okay. All right, so that's that line, goes up there, winds around, comes down, drops off, goes round the loop and back up again. Yep. And the other one, it's the ore, comes up to this one, and we didn't use the pre-prepared things. No, thanks, because these guys were closer. What's the rate on this one? 420 with 2 trains. Okay. Charts, a bit over the place. But essentially, I got up to 400 as much. I don't know what happened there or there. Yeah, bit of a mystery. I think it's because the line rate is 3 times that's a bit over the 12-minute year, so that possibly explains why there's only 1 scored in this one. I'm not quite sure, but never mind. The line rate is 420, which is, as you know, a little bit more than that. How much is waiting? Quite a bit still. He could have moved a lot more stuff, Stephen. Probably could have. I know what I did do wrong here. What? Have a look at these guys. Why? What are we looking at? If we go and check out these carriages, right, I'm just going to get rid of them for a second and replace them with, now, 2, 3, how many? 144 capacity. Right. 159 metres for the same capacity. Yeah, except, as I mentioned earlier, 15 tonne versus 20 tonne. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 fives. Right. 60 tonne lighter. That would have made a big difference, I think. And had I done that, I could have then used, instead of the Russian, which has a top speed of 60, I could have then used that guy that has a top speed of 80. Right. Well, you stuffed that up, did you? Look, I'm not too unhappy about it. Down here on the steel, we had 4 trains. What are they? Well, they are long trains, 20 vehicles. Right, so they needed to be the short ones. Did they? So if I'd used the longer vehicle to get the 240 capacity, those trains would have been 256 metres long, which would have stuffed up the platforms at both ends. So, yeah, I'm not too fussed about that. I did use the General down here. I thought at one stage maybe I should have used the A35, and maybe that might have got me up to my top speed, because these never got anywhere near the top speed of 80k. The A35, in a little test run I did, I put one on here, and yes, it got to 79. Not worth the trouble. I really don't think. My main thing that I thought I should have done is to come over here, and look. I mentioned it earlier that this should be going around that way instead of this crossover that's here, because there were multiple times where a train was stopped here waiting for something to exit, which wasn't clever. It would have been better if they'd just gone straight in and around and queued up in here and came out and got onto the right part of the track. So how did your coverage of the line go as far as the interfering with the passenger train was concerned? Yes, well, we did. You did what? We did interfere with it often. I think there were probably 3 or 4 instances where I'd set it up so that it could come out here with, and anything coming along here would have to stop. How'd you do that? By not including a signal here, which means once this starts, if anything then comes into this block, it has to stop. And I think I stopped at least 1, possibly 2 passenger trains during my 2 years. So, look, it's cargo's king. People don't make profit, especially in a test situation. This thing took, where are we? Let's have a little look at the finances. Look how much money it took. 3.5 million every time it landed. Right, okay. Well, there you go. Well, that's not very simple, is it? No. We've got a Y at this end because this train has to turn around and reverse in there and take off. We've got a loop up here, which is nice and easy, just around, yep. And both mines, that one and that one, have a loop and a loop and a loop at the end. So I did a lot of fiddling around with these trains. I bought so many of them. I think I had 2 more. I don't know, I can't remember now. I had a couple more that were longer, and I had to get rid of a huge backlog of stuff. The line rate I had on this at one stage was close to 1200. Now it's down to where it should be at 800-ish, which is just sufficient to move the 400 from there and the 400 from there. Now, one of the things I mentioned in my test, I asked a question about whether there's any premium, dollar premium, for reaching your top speed. And following this test, I did multiple experiments to work out if there is or isn't. And quite simply, no, that's a furphy. That's an urban myth. There is no premium for reaching a top speed, the top speed that a train is capable of, so forget that completely. Good. I'm glad you clarified that. Yep. Trying to get this particular thing here to get up, it still didn't make, it made 80 once. But to do that, I put on the bigger locomotive to start with, and I had to change the entry, or should I say the exit, out of the hub so that it came out and was able to get onto the main line so much faster. This thing, coming along here, the most it ever got to was, I think, well, we're almost there now, 62. I think it was about 65-ish. Maybe not even that. But if we'd been able to just zoom around to the right here and head up to the steel mill, right, that would have been so much better. But as you can see, 63, yeah, I don't think you're going to get much faster, mate, before you just go off now. No. But anyway, that's what I did. I'm not happy with the vehicles on my ore line and the direction around there. That could have been improved quite a lot. I don't think there were any other issues apart from this bumpy ride, this roller coaster ride up here. To be honest with you, I think that was the biggest blunder of the lot. So what we'll do is we'll join the coal train just as it's dropping off. Hello there. I love all the different colours. Doesn't it make it so much more interesting? Oh, and by the way, yeah, Rickbo and I were the only ones to do any, no, I won't say serious detailing. Mine wasn't serious. And of course Ajax did put up a couple of brick walls, which was necessary to prevent landslip, I suppose. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, you're waiting for that ore train that got out in front. Great. Well, that took some speed off, didn't it? What, you want to see how fast you go up this hill? Not really. No, I just want to show you why. I don't want to show you. It's so terrible. Okay, well, bad luck. We're doing it anyway, yeah. And it's going to be so embarrassing. If anything, I'd love to relay this particular piece of track again. Right, because the speed drops so much because that first bit's too steep. And then, yeah, see, it should have... What's going on here? And then it sort of looks like it's going down. Yeah, and the train's barely moving. Oh well, yeah, I'll score that as the biggest blunder of the lot for the whole test. I think that's pretty terrible. Well done, Stephen. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, look. Are you trying to challenge Rick's speed bump roller coaster crown, are you? Yes, well, I think after that little display, that title could be mine. So what were the results for this third test? In fourth place with $436,174,671, Ajaxpost plays. In third place, half a nose in front, Vanham Gaming with $436,369,112. Taking out silver this time, Rickbo, $439,097,543. And a winner for the third time in a row. Are you sick of him yet? I am. I feel embarrassed. Sorry, guys. Myself, and I at $447 million, 349,304. So that means 3-0 to the Aussies wraps up the series, but that doesn't mean it stops. We've still got more to go. But I'd like to show you the changes to the map as we move into the next round of free play with me at Northbridge next week. But firstly, look what we've got here. What is it? We've got another passenger train here. Really? Yep. Let's bring up the thing. The thing being the UI. Because, as you can see, this is the St Albans to Redcar local. Ooh, yeah. The Trans-Calabrian Express is more of an express now. It doesn't stop at the intermediate stations through here. It only stops at Sunderland and Barrington at the moment. Right. This one has filled the gap nicely. You can see, look, it's full. How many are there? 2, and they're almost all full. Lovely. All right, so the local mayors got together to get that happening. Nice. Lovely. All right. So we're using the map that I used for my test challenge. I have made a couple of changes to it. I have changed this, as you can see, now goes in the anti-clockwise direction so that it gets off the main line faster. Nice. Also, way up at South Bank, in fact, right here at Bewdley Coal, there was a bit of a roller coaster happening just there. That's been fixed. Oh, good. Good. Well, you notice these things and they really give me the irrits. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, things are going. They are. I'm trying to build up a bit of a bank for the fellows before they move on. Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah. The date has been advanced to 1910, and of course, we're back with the date speed being paused again. So, what happens in 1910? Well, in 1910, we now have chemical plants in play. Right. And this one, you might remember a couple of episodes ago, I removed it because it was sucking up the refined oil here, and it shouldn't have been because it wasn't 1910. And so chemical plants now can feed into goods factories, right? So entirely new production chains available. But when I did this, I saw that there was only one town that required goods. That's not good, no. So I've been in here and tweaking with the editor, right, so that now we have more towns that require goods. Okay, but didn't... That's... Oh, you're not at... Because I thought I saw goods. You did. You saw goods. So Warrington has to get to 320 before it shows here and shows here. So we've got a little bit of growth needed. Right. Oh, looks like there's a few people waiting on the bus. Well, we've got a lot of vehicles that now, because it's 1910, need upgrading, including these old buses. What is it? Well, that's a Lobosant. Yep. Okay. So there's a lot of that. Now I'm leaving that up to the guys to do when they get into their area. Because, let's have a look up at me. Because up here at Northbridge, I have got absolutely truckloads of horses and carts to replace. That lot and this lot. My God, they're everywhere. Yep, all my little ants. Lots of little ants need updating. The buses, they all need updating because they're all Lobosants. And I think we've got something really special available now. And, of course, the train. Check out this guy. Yep, this says 1910, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. And why is the smoke doing that? I don't know. Probably because I hit pause or something. There's better. No, not really. But, yeah, well, this is one of the first locos. And this is only 50k carriages. And it's only short. So, everybody across the map, guys, by the time this round's over, every vehicle should be modern, please. You know, operating to the max of its capacity for the time that we're in. 1910. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Next week, that's me. Then the following Saturday, Rickbo up at Red Bend, then Vanham at South Bank, and 4 weeks down the track, he should have been next week, but lucky bugger, I think, is having a holiday. So good on you, Ajax. He'll be back at beautiful downtown St Albans. And until next week, it's hooroo from me, and it's goodbye from all of these guys. And we'll see you then. Okay. Bye.